Sikkert da. Hi everyone! Nei, am I live?
Ja, jeg tror det.
Ja.
Håper.
Okay, I can just check on my...
Du spør meg, eller?
Yeah, can you see me now? Because I just see the poster.
Få høre.
Can you hear me as well? Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's working. Okay. I don't really see the comments right now, but yeah. Hi everyone. Wonderful. Excellent that you are all here. And welcome to another episode of Behind the Songs. It's so wonderful that you would like to join us once again from my home studio here in Trondheim. Behind the Songs is a concept where I play a few songs and you are free to ask questions, and I will talk a little bit about the songs, about anything that you would like to know, and things that I find interesting also to invite you into. So here is the agenda for this tonight's episode. First of all, we have a new single coming out on Friday. So I will talk about that song. It's called Blind, and I will also play it for you as a pre-listen. I will do that at the end of the stream. And I will play a few songs and answer some questions that you sent in. And if you have some more comments or anything, just let me know in the chat. And I will also have invited to a guest. This is Troll Toftenes, the director of the music video for Sørgekoppe. So I will introduce him a bit later. And also I have a very lucky to have my husband is here, Frode, which is a technician, and also he can look into the chat as well. So that's great. So I hope you're all well, and I hope you're all sitting in front of your screen and ready to join me for a little company. So I will start by playing a song. Yeah, then I have to mute that microphone. Let me know if you recognize this song. Come take my hand and we'll walk into the woods. This is my kingdom, now this is your home. If you believe, sometimes pretend. If you fight back, in the end you shall see what it's worth.
people's stories, they are just like mine. But for one thing, I did what they planned. In my darkest hour, I just killed a man with a silver bullet and the barrel of my gun. I should know better by the age of 28, but I took the chance and I never once looked back. If you believe, sometimes pretend. If you fight back, in the end you shall see what it's worth. Other people's stories, they are just like mine. But for one thing, I did what they planned. In my darkest hour, I just killed a man with a silver bullet and the barrel of my gun. When the sun climbs up over Victoria Hill, I will stop and take one last breath. Then they'll come for me. Other people's stories, they are just like mine. But for one thing, I did what they planned. In my darkest hour, I just killed a man with a silver bullet and the barrel of my gun. I did it for you. 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 I did it for you.
That was, of course, Other People's Stories. And this was the title track of the album that was the last album that I did before I went on a long break from music. Of course, I didn't know that then. It wasn't like I planned it, but that was how it worked out. And when I returned to music in 2013, I had one of the nicest experiences, and I was working with Anneke van Giersbergen and Christina from Leafsize. There is a question from, let me just have a look. Yeah, Christina Muskowitz, and she asks, is there any plan to release the Sirens album with Anneke and Liv and yourself? And I have been asked that question many times, and I don't know. I know that we had a really, really good time together, and I know that all three of us really enjoyed just the opportunity to play together and travel together and record songs. So we had a good time. So there are no plans, but you should never say never. And yeah, I was gonna play one more song. Frode, what do you think about that?
Ja.
Yeah.
Jeg vil si at de kan stille spørsmål.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can ask questions also now, or comments or anything. I see the chat here. Oh, so lovely to see all of you there. So many different places. Oh my God. Yeah, I can see see.
Svara. Vad du kan skriva.
Yeah, you can just also write in the comments where you're watching from. Where is your city or your country? Yeah, Karina Tonjanes, she asks, I have a question about other people's stories. Did you write it about stories people told you? That's a good question. Because I've always been really fascinated by other people's stories and what's going on inside a human mind. So I think that I take the liberty as a writer to kind of indulge into other people's stories, and I also rewrite them a little bit. I add pieces. I take something away as well, so it's not recognizable, I think, for those people who owned the story once. But you might say that definitely I took the stories from somewhere. Yeah, I don't know if that's an answer to your question. Yeah, okay. I got hi from Sweden, the Netherlands, from Mexico, Franconia, Bavaria.
Istanbul.
And that's Istanbul. Germany, Belgium, Poland, Moscow, oh my god. Leipzig. Yeah, wonderful. Great. Thank you. Thank you all. Wonderful that you are here. Now, there are a few of you who have written song requests in the comments, and that's really, really nice. And I read through them, and there were several requests from Pilot, that album from 2001. And I thought that I should definitely play one of the songs from that album. And this will be a song that I haven't played live in many, many years. So yeah, it took me a little bit of kind of going back in time to figure out how I played this song. So this will be a first time for me to play it live. Yeah, so I'm a bit nervous now. But let me play this song. This song is Leaving. Okay, I have to take a little bit. I have to just quick look at the lyrics. Sorry. Don't laugh, Frode. I heard you laughing. Okay. One more time. You got the shock. You got the crying. You got the guilt. You got the house. Well, I got leaving on my side. I got leaving on my side. You got rock bottom. You got the people. You got the winter. You've got the penance. Well, I got leaving on my side.
I got leaving on my side, the upper hand, the promised land. It counts for something. If something is nothing, I've got leaving on my side, the upper hand, the promised land. It counts for something. If nothing is something, I go leaving on my mind. I could leaving on my side. I could leaving on my side. Oh, it counts. If nothing counts, it counts. If nothing counts, I got leaving. I got leaving. I've got leaving. I've got leaving. I've got leaving on my side.
Okay, that was leaving, and I was gonna, yeah, and I just want to say thank you for requesting that song, because when I started rehearsing it, I just really got into it, and I thought, it's nice to be given these opportunities to look back into that old work, and maybe we should take this out again and do it live on the shows as well. Finally, when we can go back and go to concerts, and when we are on the other side of this pandemic, which we will be. I have also a question from. Should I take another question now?
Yeah.
And this is from Nick Anastopoulos, who asks, Kari has a question for tomorrow. He wrote it yesterday. Was it your decision to drop singing in Norwegian after Spindelsen, the record that I released some time ago, or the label that asked you to do so in order to reach a wider audience? And I quite like that question, because if I understand the question correctly, he asked if it was my decision to drop singing Norwegian, or it was the label who asked me to. And I think definitely it was my decision, because I had been writing English lyrics with The Third and Immortal and with my other solo stuff. So I felt it was the right thing to do, to write Spindelsen in Norwegian, but I struggled because for one thing, it's just the technical side of the lyrics, that Norwegian is a nice language, but it has not so many words. So if you type into Google or something an adjective, and in Norwegian you will find maybe one or two, but in English you will have 30, 40 different ways of saying the same thing. So English is a much richer language. In many ways it's easier to be poetic and to put across what you want to say. So well, Frode doesn't agree with me, but did you ever write a song lyric? So when I was finished with the Spindelsen, I promised myself that I would never do a Norwegian language album again, ever again. But here I am. Now I've made a Norwegian album, Sørgekåpe. So I guess it was time to challenge myself a bit. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and many people have asked you in the chat, why do you sing in Norwegian now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good. And that is no wonder why that question comes up. I think it mainly has to do with I had done 3 albums quite in a row, and when I came to After Silence Is the Only Sound, I felt like I needed to change the music a little bit around. I wanted to make it more personal, closer, more acoustic. So when I started that writing process, I kind of looked into the old folk songs, old folk tales, and my nature love came through. And I felt it's the right thing maybe to write in the lyrics in Norwegian now. So slowly, I started to finding my voice again in the Norwegian language. And I felt like it suited the songs. I felt it came very well together with the new music melodies and the expression. But it is quite personal. It's just different, and I feel like everybody understands so well what I talk about, my children and my mom, and yeah, everybody understands. Oh yeah. Okay. Should we just introduce our guest? Because this idea that I had for to make a music video outdoors, showing this beautiful nature that we have in Norway and the mountains and everything. And I felt like to have somebody shooting something with a drone to kind of get the big perspectives, is that even possible? And then this guy came along, and his name is Trolltoftenes, and do you see him on the screen now? Yeah, Frode is nodding. And he is a director of many music videos, so when I saw his productions, I was like, will this guy be reachable? So I was very, very happy when actually Troll, you reached out to us and asked if we should do something together. And you're also a musician and a singer, so you know very well what the whole kind of industries. So can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you unmuted your microphone? Can you hear us now?
No, maybe if I start talking.
Yeah.
Maybe if I start talking, it might work.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's a huge honor to be invited to
well, you're not really here though.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us from your home in Oslo. Yeah, on this Behind the Songs. Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool thing that you're just like getting out here and doing it like this. I mean, this special situation that we're all in, it's like it's been a trigger for a lot of very cool things.
Yeah,
so
hopefully something good comes out of it, that people start being more creative online. But I have to admit though that we wanted to do this Behind the Songs also before, but I think to do it like this with a live stream and in this situation, it was like a trigger, and we just had to jump forward and do it. But I'm still a bit nervous now, but it's getting better.
Well, I mean, I've been working with film and video for many years, and I've always kind of steered clear of the whole streaming thing because there's always like this whole technical aspect that you have to deal with, and so huge creds to Frode for just whipping this up and making it work.
Yeah, wow.
Thanks. I just made your picture a little bit bigger now as you were talking.
Yeah, to show off. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's talk about Sørgekåpa. When we decided that we wanted to shoot this video in Dovrefjell. Dovrefjell is like the mountain plateau in the middle of Norway. It has been a source of inspiration for Norwegian composers and painters. Painter like Theodor Kittelsen, composer like Edvard Grieg with his Hall of the Mountain King. Then it's kind of like you can almost see how he writes about the trolls coming out of the mountain up there. So what did you think when you realized that this was where we were going to shoot some of the scenes?
Well, I mean, to give it a little bit of a backstory, I mean, we actually met in person for the first time in the mountains of Dovre. That was when we actually were able to get together for the first time as we were about to shoot. I just, before we get into that whole thing, I just got to give you a little bit of backstory here, because I'm not sure if I even told you this, Kari, but
oh my god,
this has been a very exciting project for me to be a part of. 18 years ago, I was working at this, this beat up record store in an old mall. There were no customers, and so I was just standing there, day in, day out, trying to sell CDs, basically. But there were no 2 or 3 customers a day, so I was browsing through music all the time, listening to different stuff, and then suddenly one day, I came across this thing.
Oh, I recognize that one.
You recognize that one?
Yeah, this is definitely Spindelsen.
This is the actual CD that I found in that store 18 years ago, and I put it on, and I was just, oh my God, is this happening in Norway? And so, and then, like, pretty soon, I realized that this thing had just come out as well.
And what is that?
Pilot CD.
Pilot CD, yeah.
You can see it?
Yeah.
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 Now we're in 2001 at least.
Yeah. Something around that time. And no, so I've been a big fan of. Well, I've told you this though. I've been a big fan of music for years. But and been wanting to work with you for a long time, and so when you came back into things, and I realized that you were about to make a new album now, I thought, just fuck it, let's do it, and that you guys were on it, and that we were able to kind of get this whole production together in a
Yeah, you sent a really, really nice email and with all the previous work, and I didn't know all this though, but yeah, thank you. I'm really happy that you did, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, and I think, the what I've liked and enjoyed about your music for all these years is that I can basically listen to it, close my eyes, and all these images just starting to appear. And so I've known for a very long time that it would be, it's great material for musical filmmaking in a way. And so so that was when we started talking about this, and I remember realizing that we very quickly kind of had the same ideas for things. And so so when we finally met actually at Dovre, which is it's not dead center between Oslo and Trondheim, but it's we actually you drove from the north, I drove from the south, and then we met up there.
Yeah. And we should also say something, I think, about the weather up there, because this was in January, and we knew that there had been lots of winter storms, and that the roads had been closed, so it was a bit sort of hazardous.
Hazardous, yeah. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah. So, and I knew also that I was going to wear a thin black dress for the whole shoot, for the whole time. So we just hoped that the weather would be nice, but it was excellent weather. It was just a few hours there of wonderful sun, or at least no wind and no snow. And just a few hours after we were finished, it started snowing again, and they closed the road up there.
Yeah.
So it was it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
But I must admit, it was pretty freezing at one point there, and we had to pull the drone up, and luckily, it wasn't blowing that hard at the time, but I knew that for every as you were walking far up into the mountains, wearing just only this dress, I just remember, oh my gosh, it's going to freeze to death. And then but the picture, yeah, you almost did. But the picture just kept getting better and better for every meter you walked. So I just how far can I keep pushing this before she just caves? But it worked out.
It worked out. We have to see.
Cool pictures there.
We have to see.
Yeah.
Let's.
Ja, men jeg skal vise først.
Oh yeah, you're going to show us first on your screen.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. We were talking about just going through some of the edits actually, and just talking about some of the different shots we did, because I'm not sure if everyone here has seen the video, but it is this kind of mixture between this kind of warm but dark interior scenes, and then we go full outside on the mountains, right? And it's very cold, and so
So do we see his screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you see in the warm wooden cabin that we did the inside footage in.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like we talked about, I mean, initially the whole concept of this was to have these kind of visual contrasts that went from very like dark and warm to bright and cold in a way, which is also very like it's important for a music video to kind of have these visual changes and this visual evolution. You know, it's when it comes to music, you can repeat stuff over and over, but with visuals, you need to change it. So we talked about. I remember very early on, we started talking about how can we take the whole song from one place and then take it into a totally different landscape.
And also,
And so,
Sörgekåpa has actually quite few words. There's a lot of instrumental parts. So then you need to be really creative with the visuals because you cannot actually point to somebody singing either. So
no, exactly. So you made it an easy one to do. No. But yeah, so we were inside. If you see the pictures now, we were working on these. Let's see here if I can go. And so we're coming into this last shot here with the butterfly coming in, and then if you can hear this. And so that whole part gives it like a visual boost in a way, and then suddenly you see this this character or this person up here. And that is actually Kari. You didn't have any body double there. There was no stunt woman.
No, he was definitely not a stunt woman. And I also just want to say that if you want to ask some questions to Troll, then you are very happy to. You can do that also in the chat, everyone. So that's yeah, just a reminder. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. But yeah, like we said, these drone shots. I mean, if you take a look at this, if you can see this shot right here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is pretty far away. I think you actually were walking like almost 300, 400 meters away from where all the wall clothes were.
Yeah. I was walking toward the reindeers. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was also a thing. I mean, up there at Tovre, it's one of the only like wild reindeer areas in Europe, isn't it?
Because it's definitely, we talked about that, because it's a nature reserve, so it's actually not allowed to go there, and especially not with a drone, because we could scare the reindeer. And but luckily we were just in the outskirts of the reserve, so it went okay with the drone, and
didn't break any rules.
We didn't break any rules. We did.
No.
So yeah. Okay, but should we show the whole video? Are we on time for that? Or?
Yeah. Let's do that. There is. Yeah. Well, the only thing I can be cool for people to think about when they're watching this thing is that we actually shot this in less than 48 hours. So we met up and we shot all the exterior shots during a couple hours, and like you said, everything then started to snow and they closed all the roads, and we barely got out of there, and then we ended up in this old wooden cabin a bit further north, and we were able to shoot like all through the night, and then in the following morning, and so the whole thing was actually shot in 36 hours, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Including 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that's a lot.
that's a lot. So yeah. Without further ado.
Okay, let's see how the technician works now.
det gull hvis det glitrer? Er det sant hvis du tror? Gir et liv fortsatt mening? Hvis ingen har ord som beskriver hva vi gjør her, som får oss til å le, som maler over det dystre vi ikke hanskes med, så ble natt til dag, kjenner ubehag, kan ikke hindre lys som slipper inn. Jeg lar det skje, allting kan endres ved et vingeslag fra en sørgekåpe. Regnet pisker mot kinna, jeg har sko med hard hæl, bærer fortsatt på minna av stolthet et sted, med øyne av is, med hender av glør, trenger ingen gjennom, og ingen spør, så ble natt til dag, kjenner ubehag, kan ikke hindre lys som slipper inn. Jeg lar det skje, allting kan endres ved et vingeslag fra en sørgekåpe.
Okay, we're back on. I'm just reading the chat because there's a lot of nice comments here. What was it? Yeah. What I was going to say was that. Did you have a question then?
No, Johan.
Johan the Reader, because that's what I was searching for. Who did the painting of the butterfly? What did you not think that I did? That was, of course, the artist Troll Toftenes. That was you.
Yeah, well, it was kind of an interesting little thing that happened there, because I remember pretty vividly that in the script, the original script, we were actually using a real butterfly.
Not a real one, but
a real one.
A real, but it wasn't alive.
No, but that was pretty difficult to get a hold of, and so we were actually. Let's see. So 2 days after we had shot the whole thing, this thing actually ended up
Oh yeah, now I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is actually the real
So
morning
that's
cloak.
a real morning cloak because many know this now, but the sørgekåpe means morning cloak. It's the name of the butterfly. Yeah.
And we actually were able to get a hold of this one, but it arrived after we shot it. So we had to come up with a different solution up there. And so it was actually, I think, your guys' idea to just to
Yeah, that was actually
do it in a different way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Troll,
Mhm.
in the chat, Marie C, she's saying here that I'm painting a sørgekåpe in my newest painting because you inspired me.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really nice. And also,
That's amazing.
Mary Gustini says that butterfly would be nice for a tattoo. Totally, yeah.
But I mean, if you have any viewers that are actually painting some of this stuff themselves, you should have them post it on your page.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it'd be really cool to see your interpretation of it.
yeah, because we are really
Mm-hmm.
sørgekåpe interested, morning cloak interested. Yeah, yeah, it's really good. Okay, I think that's
Could you tell us a little bit about? I was wondering about Kari. The whole name of the album, Sørgekåpe, Morning Cloak, and also then the name of the single that we shot the video for. Where did that topic or that subject come up in your writing? I've been wondering this. I've never actually been able to ask you that.
well, it was the idea. I think it came quite early, actually. That idea that Sørgekåpe would be the title track of the album.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about how that song kind of envelops, in a way, the other songs and the atmosphere that I wanted to put across. It's something about that kind of fragile. That butterfly for me kind of symbolizes this fragile state of mind. That sometimes you can have it late at night when you cannot find sleep, and you feel so like vulnerable that you could be tipped over by the little push of a butterfly's wing. That was kind of how I got into that idea. And
Yeah.
also I like the name, it's melancholic, it kind of gives me associations. So that was also the reason.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I mean, there's so many layers to it because it's I mean, in English, like you said, it's morning cloak, and mourning as in you're mourning someone that has, there's this sad
Yeah.
twist to it. But at the same time, I remember you also telling me the song was about this time in the early morning when you lie awake and can't like you have all these thoughts building up, and so that kind of plays into the whole idea of a morning cloak as well. This kind of thing that this shield that you wrap around yourself in those early morning hours. I really love it. It's such a cool, like lyrical and thematical concept.
And I think you did a really, really good job with kind of taking that feel of the song into the visuals. And I think the how you kind of made the video made a song even more clear. So they went really well together, I think, the video and song. So I think you did a really good job with lifting the song. So I'm really happy that we got to work together. And we should
well, thank you, and likewise. Yeah.
Okay, but now I want to present my new single out. So I would say thank you so much, Troll, for joining us. And
thank you so much for being invited.
Excellent. And we speak soon.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, as you know, I have very soon the second single from Sørgekåpe album out. It will be out on Friday. And I thought now is the time to give you a little pre-listen to the song. And I also wanted to say a little bit about it. Blind is the Norwegian word for blind. So it's written in the same way and means the same thing in English. So it's kind of a personal song. It's about, but it also has a theme that I think is quite recognizable, that how we all kind of get sucked into this loop of life that we always like rushes from the other thing to the next to the other, and we forget to take care of the things that we have close to us. So this is something that I felt also is a bit too kind of personal. I wasn't sure if the song was going to be on the album for one point. And then Jostein, the producer, heard it and he said, this song should of course be on the album. And all of a sudden now we are talking about, should this be a single? And now it is. So, and also I would like to put in a little bit of a question about this, because M. Silva 1975 asks on Instagram, that's Marcelo, he says, when you start the songwriting process, which comes first, the music or the lyrics?
And many others have asked the same question.
Yeah, and I really like questions about songwriting, because of course that's something that I really like doing. And I don't think there is like one formula. I think there are many entrances, many ways to do it. But it often starts with an idea. It can be an idea for a mood, an atmosphere, or a feeling like this, like Blind started with. But also like a little riff. I don't know what it's called when you start the piano, but a piano riff. So for Blind, this was how it started. Okay, I'll mute this now. No. Then I felt the verse should be a little bit like this. Jeg holder deg fast og ømt, jeg hører hjertet slå som i en konkylie, som i vår sang. Tida står stille i et sjeldent øyeblikk, det bare vi, bare vi. And then I thought, this is too much happy chords, so it should be a minor chord now. And then I went to this one. Men det nok? Det nok? And this takes us somewhere. So, into the chorus. Jeg blind for hva du ber om, for hva du trenger her hos meg. Tar jeg for gitt at du vil bli her når det stormer og når det ler. Jeg blind når du liten, når du gråter, når du svak. Tar jeg for gitt at du forstår at jeg her, selv når jeg blind. Yeah, and then back to this intro. So when we came to recording this song, we started out with this intro. And then the band kind of, or not the band as such, but we added drums and guitars and such. Let's play this song now. Here is... here is the preview. Here's the very first time premiere for Blind, and I will be here, so let me know in the chat what you think about it. Okay, let's play it. Jeg holder deg fast og ømt, jeg hører hjertet slå som i en konkylie, som i vår sang. Tida står stille i et sjeldent øyeblikk, det bare vi, bare vi. Men det
meg, tar jeg for gitt at du vil bli her når det stormer og når det ler. Er jeg blind når du er liten, når du gråter, når du er svak? Tar jeg for gitt at du forstår at jeg er her, selv når jeg er blind. Det er skjørt, det vi har skapt, puster liv inn i det hver dag, hver morgen. Helt stille kjenner vi at det er rett å ta tida det tar å være en og sammen. Men er det nok? Er det nok? Er jeg blind for hva du ber om, for hva du trenger her hos meg? Tar jeg for gitt at du vil bli her når det stormer, når det ler? Er jeg blind når du er liten, når du gråter, når du er svak? Tar jeg for gitt at du forstår at jeg er her, selv når jeg er blind. Er jeg blind for hva du ber om, for hva du trenger her hos meg? Tar jeg for gitt at du vil bli her når det stormer, når det ler? Er jeg blind når du er liten, når du gråter, når du er svak? Tar jeg for gitt at du forstår at jeg er her, selv når jeg er blind.
Okay, thank you so much for such nice comments. I'm really happy and to hear that you like the song. And yeah, I was very afraid, you know, when I was going to release a Norwegian language album or a Norwegian language song, what your reactions would be. So I'm really happy that you welcome the Norwegian language. So thank you. And some of you know some Norwegian I can see here, but some also ask if it's an available translation. And there isn't, I'm sorry, but I will I put out all the lyrics on my webpage, so you can just put them into Google Translate, and that's a little bit of a start. But also it's possible to learn Norwegian, you know. Maybe it's a good idea. And also I also think for myself that I like sometimes the words of a song that I don't understand, I still like the feeling of the song. So yeah, you kind of get what it's about even if you don't understand the words as well. So, and many of you are commenting on that, so that's really nice. Okay, and yeah, klart to say I get why Jostein wanted to have it on the album. Thank you. And yeah, thanks for so many nice comments and wise comments also about things. And yeah, awesome. Okay, I want to say thank you for now, and thank you for your comments. Thank you for being here, and it's great. I will be back with another Behind the Songs episode when the album is due, the Sørgekåpe album. So that will be on May 6th. I will have another stream. So I welcome you back then. And in the meantime, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And take care of yourself. And hopefully we'll see each other again soon. Okay, bye-bye.